couple minutes with some tips to help you grow your practice. And today we're talking about why the rich practice owners get richer. And there's really one word that describes this, and we'll get to this in just a second. But right now through 2020 and now in 2021, there's a reason why there are practices that are thriving and there are practices that are struggling. And it really goes back to the 80-20 rule. In any given period of time, since dental practices have been around, and even before that, since any businesses have been around, 80% will be average or even failing, struggling, and 20% will be doing well. And right now is no different. And in 2020, as the coronavirus hit, we found that, data shows that about 75% of businesses were hit and took a toll on their business, and 25% actually did better. Those who were industries that benefited from the impacts of, people either working from home or demand for groceries or demand for online learning and internet usage, those kind of things. In fact, I recently heard that Zoom is now valued at more than all of the U.S. airlines combined, which is pretty amazing. So back to the 80-20 rule, the reason that my practice has been interviewed by some experts in business and in dentistry is because they're asking, hey, how does a practice like yours do well right now while others are closed or struggling or laying off their team members? And there's a few reasons why, many reasons why really, but a few big reasons. And the word we're focusing on here is persistence. So Benjamin Franklin, he's quoted as saying that diligence is the mother of all good luck. And I really have always liked that quote because, I don't believe that people are just randomly lucky. Sometimes, luck falls upon us. Somebody wins something or something great happens, but I believe that that's because that person is doing things to put them in a position to receive the good, quote, luck. So right now, there's no real government program that's going to save your practice or even grow it. PPP loans, those have their place and they're helpful for many of us as small business owners, but they're not a way to really grow your practice. And this is the reason why rich practice owners get richer, is because of persistence. And dental practice is really a marathon, not a sprint. So when you're growing your practice, you really are focusing on what are things you can implement and systems you can create with your team that will last over a long period of time. One of the most impactful books I ever read many years ago, in my early 20s, it was recommended to me. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And if you haven't read it, you should. It's a quick, easy read. And, it's a story that took place many years ago, and it's a fictional story, but it's, set in real events that happened during that time. And in Babylon, the man who became the richest was the man who learned to pay himself first. And so when you have a small business and you're trying to grow it, it's very easy to justify why you should pay yourself last, but by paying yourself first in the form of profits for the business, that's how I believe the rich and the prosperous and the thriving practices continue to do so, because your practice and your business is its own entity and it needs to be fed, and that's where you pay the practice first, and you have a special account, special savings or checking account, some kind of account that you put the profit from the business in, and that's the first thing you should do when you use something like our weekly practice profits bucket system. You put practice profits in there every week, and then that money shows that there is the ability to grow and thrive in your practice, and that's how you build it up. So remember this week that no matter what you're doing, that it really comes down to you. And the reason that the prosperous and rich practices continue to do so is because they're run by owners and leaders who are willing to put in the effort and the focus and the energy. And really it's about working smarter, not harder, as the saying goes, because there's only so many hours in a day and you can only see so many patients in a day. But those who are focused on growth and implementing the things that really matter, all of us want the new technology or some new idea that's going to change your practice. But it really comes down to implementing over and over and over again is much more powerful and much more impactful than looking for some idea that's going to change your practice. Now, the ideas come, but those come because you listen to your patients and your team, and you write your ideas down, and then you take the best ones and you use them to help you implement the things necessary to grow. So thanks for watching this week, and we'll see you on the next one.